Captain and Daryl, what kind of action are we taking for this neighborhood that having an issue with crimes?
Thank you for the question, sir. So in regards to Edgefield Street, I think that's what they were referring to. There was an operation conducted on the 22nd of January where there's some surveillance done at that location on the 13,000 block, and one of the residents left, went to the store, had an incident there where their tires were deflated, came back, and their house was burglarized. But unbeknownst to the burglars, there's a surveillance team over there watching them. So we went ahead and apprehended those folks. There's 4 in custody for that. So that's what we've been doing. We're not that neighborhood's not had its back turned to it. We're doing stuff for that neighborhood. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but when we're out there, we're working, we're doing operations. It's not sometimes glamorous and everybody sees it and we make a big deal about it, but we are working. I do know that location, it's not being neglected. We're working over there. In addition to that, on February 27th, on the 18,000 block of Heather Avenue, we had another incident where there was a burglary that occurred that our airship, the helicopter, located the vehicle. We chased them into the south central part of LA and formed a containment and took a couple people into custody on that particular occasion as well. So burglaries are occurring. I'm watching the trend. They are trending downward in February slightly. Overall, from when we implemented our plans, we're about even or slightly below what we were year to date last year. When you factor in January to that, which was a really rough month with the fires and deployment over to the fires, I feel like the trajectory is on the downward slope at this point in time. It's just going to take some time. We've given it since November, December, January, February. Now we're into March. January, that month alone, really hurt us bad. I'm very confident with all the efforts put forth by council and us in the Sheriff's Department, public safety, and the community members, most importantly, that we'll keep moving in the right direction. Well, we have had some success stories. We've made some arrests recently. We've obviously, I remind you guys that we made the arrest at the pharmacy in the past. We made one at the TGI Fridays over here where they broke in and stole some copper wire and things like that. So we're working, we're out there, we're shaking the trees, trying to find these bad guys the best that we can, and we are apprehending some, and hopefully we'll continue to get them.
Captain, one more thing, I know it's the law not to have tinted front window.
Yes.
Why aren't we having a campaign for maybe next 90 days that any car in Cerritos gets citation?
So we do enforce that law, 26708A2. Our motors deputies cite people all the time for it. What I will do, and what we have been doing in the recent times, is we're looking for those vehicles that they've been mentioning. We hear them, we're listening to them with the paper plates, with the tinted windows, driving through those neighborhoods. We're searching for those vehicles. We're looking for them. If they're in violation of the vehicle code, such as tinted windows, we do pull them over. Am I going to say that we find every single vehicle with tinted windows? No, sometimes we don't find every single one of them, but we're out there searching for it. The deputies have been briefed. They're looking for those type of indicators and making stops when they can find people like that. Obviously, there's a lot of cars out there with tinted windows, so we are trying to put puzzle pieces together, tinted windows, paper plates, things like that we've seen patterns with to help out. So that's not being brushed aside either. We are using those tools to pull people over, but obviously there's a lot of vehicles out there with tinted windows, and we do citations for tinted windows. However, it is probably one of the most violated California Vehicle Code sections out there. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to ask anybody in this room if somebody doesn't have tinted windows on their car in this room. So there's a lot of tinted windows out there, sir. So we are searching for them. We do utilize it as a tool to pull them over. But it's not always a perfect world where we find the bad guys in those cars, but we are working on that.
But you see, my neighbor mentioned that recently one of the tinted windows, the car got stopped, and they had, how many fentanyl product they had in their vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And those kind of instances happen. That's how some vehicle stops occur with tinted windows, which lead to other things like burglary tools, apprehension of burglars sometimes as well. So there's a wide variety of ways that we utilize and tools that we use to initiate the stop and then move to the next step to do further investigation. But as far as the tinted windows go, we do enforce them. Our motors units are out there all the time. I know that they write citations for tinted windows on a regular basis. Obviously, you know, I'll continue to urge them to do that and keep their eyes peeled and specifically focus on some of these areas, which we have in the past, but even more so in the future for tinted windows across the street from Liberty Park and even on Edgefield, where they're having the issues over there as well, and the rest of parts of the city that are having some issues as well.
Thank you. John, your question?
Yep.
May I respond?